And we are live. I made it, I made it, I made it. You know what I'm saying? I've been scrambling to get everything wrapped up in terms of, little research for the stream, little head to head in the FA Cup when it comes to all these teams. Not nothing too crazy, but just a little information, you know what I mean, just to write up something on the Premier League matches that we got this weekend as well. And we got a quite bit to talk about, you know what I mean? We got to wrap things up before we go into the international break, because when you go into the international break, it's all international football, and then you kind of forget about the club football momentarily, and then you switch back when the international stuff is over. So we have a few Premier League games to talk about, 2 to be exact in terms of results, and we have 3 that's coming up this weekend, and we also have 4 FA Cup fixtures in the quarterfinal to talk about as well and give our thoughts and prediction. And we also have to look at the Europa Conference League draw. Don't want to forget about that one. So what we're going to do before I forget about the Europa Conference League draw, let me just pull that up and let's touch on that to just warm things up really quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. Let us do that. You know what I'm saying? That I don't know what's going on with this website right now, but it's acting up. So, oh, you know what? My book was actually on the space bar. And I'm like, why is it moving up there like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is crazy. This website is acting crazy, but it's actually not. It was my fault. So, yeah, let me just switch that over to the Conference League to see who Leicester got in the Conference League. And then drop my phone there. And then we're going to talk about the Premier League and the FA Cup. So let's look at this. Let's see what happened there in terms of the draw. The Champions League draw happened. We could touch on that really quick. And the Europa League draw to just warm things up. I'm already warm. I don't know why I need to warm up, but I'm already warm. I thought the Conference League draw was done. I thought it was done today. Okay, it's not done. Yeah, it's supposed to be done. What's up? I thought that was over. All right, let's go back home and see what happened. Okay, we got the draw. Yeah, because I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on? I refreshed the page, but it didn't refresh. So before I do go on, big up to everybody in the stream right about now, man. You guys are the real deal. Big up to Elias Abs, the Lego dude, Dupe in the house. Those of you guys who are lurking in the background. Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the stream. And let's get things crack-a-lacking. So, Bodo Glimt, a Norwegian team on the rise, will play Roma again. I love this. I absolutely love this. I love this. Bodo Glimt will face Roma again, the team that they smashed up in the group stages. Lovely. I'm absolutely loving this. I'm loving this one, man. Listen, we go back on fixtures on results here, man. You go back to the group stages. If you go back to the group stages and you find this, right? Bam, bam. Look, for those of you guys who need a little context right there, Bodo Glimt 6, Roma 1. I think Roma bunks back in the second leg. Well, yeah, 2-2 draw. So 2-2 draw for Roma and a 6-1 loss. Okay? So just keep that one in mind when it comes to Roma versus Bodo Glimt. These teams met in the group and they will meet again in the quarterfinal. I'm absolutely loving this. I think the draw was rigged. It was rigged for some type of excitement like this. Feyenoord will play Slavia Praha. Olympic Lyon will come up against PAOK, and Leicester will play PSV Eindhoven. These draws are good draws. The thing about these matches and these ties in the Europa Conference League, guys, you never know where they're going to go, because teams could be fighting in their leagues and they don't want to basically put their league status in risk and whatnot, and they could play weekend 11s in these cup matches. They could rotate teams in these matches, so anything could happen. That's the beauty about cup matches. Anything could happen. It's very unpredictable. And I'm loving these ones. I'm really, really loving the matchup. So for the semi-final draw, we would see PSV Eindhoven, Leicester facing Bodo Glimt or Roma. So the favorites are Roma and maybe Leicester to a lesser extent because they do have, some firepower, but they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. Marseille is not a team to take lightly as well. And I think right now they are under Jorge Sampaoli. And these Dutch teams are very tricky as well. But I would have wanted Leicester and Roma on opposite sides of the bracket. But they will face each other if they both win their quarterfinal ties. So Leicester PSV versus Bodo Glimt or Roma. Feyenoord, Slavia Praha would face Marseille. PAOK is a team from Greece, for those of you guys who don't know. I think they were in the Champions League a few seasons ago. So I like this, man. I like this. And the final will be in Tirana. And let me find out what date. It will be on May the 25th. The Europa League final will be May the 18th. And the Champions League final will be May the 28th. I wish I could do like a watch along for all of these finals, but I don't know if I could do that yet. Champions League final, definitely. I think I'll do something for that one. So who would win the Conference League this season? Just because there's a Premier League team, I'm going to vote for Leicester City. They got 20% and they have the highest votes. So I'm going to say Leicester City. I don't think they'll win it, but I'm going to just vote for them for F's sake. You know what I mean? Guys, smash up the thumbs up button for the live stream if you haven't yet done so. I will definitely appreciate that. And we're going to keep it moving. Let's just touch on just a recap of what happened in the Champions League draw and the Europa League draw really quick. So for the Champions League draw, big up to the boy Ryan LFC in the chat as well. Nice to see you in here. For the Champions League, let's just switch to the Champions League really quick. 5 minutes tops, quarterfinal draw. We have Chelsea playing Real Madrid. We got Manchester City facing Atletico Madrid. The winners of those ties will meet in the semifinals. And the winner, of course, of, one of these teams will be in the final. Okay? Chelsea, Real Madrid, Man City, or Atletico Madrid. On the other side of the bracket, we have Villarreal coming up against Bayern Munich and Benfica playing Liverpool. And that's a semifinal matchup. Benfica or Liverpool play Bayern Munich or Villarreal. And that's the easier side of the bracket, in my opinion, until we get to the semifinals. I do think Villarreal and Benfica are going to get knocked out for some early predictions. Benfica, former Champions League winner back in the 60s, of course. Liverpool, 6-time champions. Bayern Munich, 6-time champions. Villarreal have gotten to the semifinal before. Atleti, 2-time finalists. Lost to Real Madrid both times. Man City, once finalists last season, lost to Chelsea. Chelsea have won it twice, while for Real Madrid, they have won it 13 times. So it's a marquee affair on one side of the bracket, and the other side, mismatches. So Benfica and Villarreal would love to prove us all wrong and knock these teams out of the competition, but it's going to be tough to knock these red juggernauts out. Just want to put it out there. So I like what the draw, I always knew there would be two big games and two, other games where it's pretty much one-sided. So it's what I expected. I love the draw that we got. I'm not afraid of Atletico Madrid at all. And I think the Chelsea-Real Madrid one is very, very good. I love that one because last season Chelsea knocked Real Madrid out of the Champions League. So that one is nice. And the last meeting between Benfica and Liverpool was around the 16 back in 05-06, where Benfica knocked out Liverpool out of that competition, where Liverpool, I think, were defending champions. So, awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. Bayern Munich will destroy Villarreal, by the way. Early prediction. So, that's what the Champions League draw looks like. And we are definitely going to keep it moving, man. I give my thoughts on the draw earlier this morning, so you're going to have to check out that video if you want more insight on that one. We're going to switch over to the Europa League really, really quick, touch on that, and then move on to the Premier League to just, keep things flowing. I'm going to run through everything today. I don't want to be here for 3 hours. I don't have 3 hours either. But we just want to talk about what's coming up on the weekend and just to close things out before the international break comes up. So the Europa League draw. Let's take a look at the Europa League draw where we have RB Leipzig playing Atalanta. That's a good one. That is a tasty one. Two teams who newly rose to prominence because Leipzig only formed in 2009. Atalanta used to play in the second division within the last 10 seasons. So brilliant stuff. Eintracht Frankfurt versus Barcelona. That one will be a good one. Frankfurt play a very open brand of football, and they've been doing well in the Europa League recently. Barcelona, the reincarnation of Barcelona. They're looking good under Xavi. A lot of new players in Ferran Torres, Adama, and Aubameyang with the likes of Busquets and Piqué and Jody Alba looking all revitalized, especially with youngsters like Gavi and Pedri and Ronald Arroyo. Not to forget Frankie de Jong, Memphis Depay, Luke de Jong, and all these guys still around the team. So Barcelona definitely a force to be reckoned with, and I think are one of the favorites to go on to win the competition. West Ham United, I love what they did in the last round there by knocking out Sevilla 2-0. What a performance. Andrei Yarmolenko, what a little cameo he's having so far. Back-to-back games he scored. Olympique Lyonnais, not a team to take lightly. You got the likes of Moussa Dembele and Karl Toko Ikambi, who are definitely vultures in the final third. So Braga of Portugal would play Rangers of Scotland for a more low-key quarterfinal tie. And I love this one because one of these teams are going to make it to the semifinals. And that's what the Europa League draw looks like. Okay? So just an exploded view there for your eyeballs. That's what the draw looks like. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving all the draws, man. The European competitions this season definitely been entertaining. So that's it for Europe. We've spent the first 12 minutes talking about that. So what we're going to be doing is big up to everybody in the chat, man. Julian, Legan Sweet, Paco, Esandia, everybody in here. Barack Obama, everybody in here, man. Everybody in here. Lego Dude, Ronald Roberts, Palomo, Moritz, everybody in here right about now who dropped comments in the chat. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it 100%, man. Was already live today. Live again. Told you guys I'm going to be a bit more consistent as, the month goes on because I was pretty busy in the first half of the month. So let's switch things. Let's switch gears and let's move back over to the Premier League, man. Let's go. Prem de la Prem. All right. So Premier League. Let me just pull up the Premier League tab that I had. And we're going to get that going. Definitely going to get that going. Got a lot of buttons to press here, so, All right. We're back. We're back on track. Okay, so let's click results and let's discuss the two results that we are yet to talk about. Everton 1, Newcastle 0. I actually watched this game. Not the most entertaining game at all, where both teams were scrapping it out. Not a whole lot of, clear-cut chances created by both teams. And finally, we got some action later on in the game when Allen got sent off for a cynical foul on Alon Saint-Maximin. And it was first given a yellow, but then VAR got involved. And the referee, I think, made the wrong decision and sent off Allen, who was really pissed off, man. When you talk about pissed off, I haven't seen a player this pissed off in a very long time about getting sent off. I'm telling you about pissed off, man. He was cursing the shit out of the fourth official and the referee. Oh, man. Allen, you got a real filthy mouth, bro. I tell you. He got a real filthy mouth, man. And I actually found out his real name today. I didn't even know his real name. And let me tell you his real name. If you're interested in his real name, Allen's... Let me actually find the damn thing. I'm actually going through Everton's injury list. It's long. But Alan's name is Alan Marquez Loureiro. Loureiro. Alan Marquez Loureiro. Better known as Alan. So Mr. Alan Marquez Loureiro is off. Suspended for the foreseeable future. But that actually put a spark into Everton's game. Crazy thing happened in this game. Now I talk about spark and I see the 9th minute extra time goal scored by Alexander Iwobi, set up by Dominic, my namesake Calvert-Lewin off the bench. Both players came off the bench. By the way, I think, check the lineup there just to verify that. No, Iwobi actually started the game. Calvert-Lewin came off the bench. But look, some fellow decided to go onto the field and zip tie his neck to the goalpost. I don't know how many of you guys saw this, but let me see if I could actually find something on this one. That was the most exciting thing that happened in the game. All right, so let me get that for you right now. This is crazy, man. The old me would have actually talked about this, made a little video, but these days I'm very busy, man. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it. But this dude right here decided to zip tie his neck, or just zip tie himself to the goalpost. Says, just stop oil. That's the message he's trying to carry out. Just stop oil. And it's the toughest zip tie you could ever find. It was very hard to cut. They took about 14 to 15 minutes to get him off. It was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in during a football game. We've seen streakers, we've seen people run across the field and all that kind of stuff to take pictures and all of that, but never have we ever seen a man zip tie his neck to the goalpost like that. So crazy, man, crazy. He look a bit crazy to you know what I mean? He's a ecological protester forced to stoppage time play and took center stage during the Premier League soccer match on Thursday night. The man bound himself against a goalpost at Everton's Goodison Park wearing a bright orange shirt that read, "Just Stop Oil," a web address to the Facebook page of an ecological group bearing the same name was seen in white lettering on the shirt. He stood with a zip tie around his neck as officials rushed to the area. The soccer match was halted for approximately 8 minutes. So it's this dude, man. What's up with this dude? The protester was identified as 21-year-old student Lewis McKechnie. Lewis McKechnie, according to Just Stop Oil. So these are the police officers taking him away. It took about 10 people to take him away, you know what I mean? He was hell-bent on, getting his message across. And I think he did get his message across, man. That was crazy. So McKechnie was released from prison in January following a 3-month sentence for a separate protest. God damn. Oh, man. The man is a professional protester. Crazy stuff, man. So, yeah. Good goal by Iwobi. 1-2 with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and a great finish to put the ball past Dubravka, who, had to pull off 1 or 2 saves during the game. I think Everton just wanted this one a lot more. They really, really wanted that. And it's a big 3-point, massive 3-point, which could actually propel them further away from danger. And they need that. They needed that type of inspiration. Another game that they could draw some type of inspiration from will actually be the FA Cup match against Crystal Palace. They will be hoping to win that so that they could just keep their morale up. You see what I'm saying? It could be, if they lose it, it could work out for them as well, where they won't have to worry about, another fixture and they could focus on surviving. But still, it could go either way. You know what I mean? If they stay in the FA Cup, it could help them in terms of their confidence. They really need that confidence, man. Because prior to this game, 6 games in the Premier League in charge for Lampard, he had lost 5. You know what I mean? So that win is a big win. Seeing that Newcastle were one of the more informed teams, but have now lost back-to-back games to both Chelsea and Everton. So that's a setback for Eddie Howe and his boys, but they have to look on the brighter side of things. It was a difficult match. It was a 6-pointer, and they got out of the relegation scrap for now, and they're in the 30s in terms of points tally. But they can't stop there. They got to keep, pushing, and they need to pick up more points. They're not safe yet. Everton are not safe. Newcastle are not safe. Both teams got to keep pushing and got to keep picking up points. But listen, this one, I never expected Everton to get that goal, seeing that they had went down to 10 men. But they just wanted it more. They really, really wanted it more. So look, not to go too deep into this match, Newcastle had 17 shots at goal. 17. And most of these weren't really clear-cut chances. Like, Begovic was in goal for Pickford, who was ill. And I think Begovic did a great job. I was actually going to suggest that Begovic keep goal because Pickford, he hasn't really been that good. So just a change of, personnel could actually help the team. And I think Lampard should actually stick with Begovic for the FA Cup clash and maybe going forward. I'm just keeping it real. I know it would hurt Jordan Pickford and his chances as well of making the World Cup squad. But still, man, well, it's still far off from the World Cup squad because the next new season got to start in August and everything. But look, try something different, man, because Pickford has been real bad this season. Everton, 9 shots, 38%, 3 on target. One big shot on target that he will be left-footed ball that found the back of the net. So I'm not going to go too deep into this game, but because we got a lot more to talk about. But that's a huge win for Everton. They go up to 25 points. Their first win in their last 5 games. So that's a huge mammoth win, to just be a little bit more descriptive there. Huge. So the last win had come against Leeds United, a 3-0 win, and another clean sheet in this win is definitely a positive, where they were struggling to score goals in their previous 4 losses against Southampton, Man City, Tottenham, and Wolves. No goals scored for Everton, so they will be hoping that this is a sign of things to come, and they could just keep the ball rolling. So, look, for Newcastle, they're 31 points. They have lost back-to-back games, but they can't keep their heads down. They got to keep pushing. In terms of the upcoming fixtures for both teams, Newcastle, they got to play Tottenham on April 3rd. That's after the international break. Then they got Wolves followed by Leicester. They will be having a few players back from injury, and that will be a boost for them. During the international break, whoever is available, whoever is not on international duty, they got to keep working, and they got to just, work very hard for when things come back in April, they could just hit the ground running. As for Everton, they're in a bit more trouble than Newcastle are. Their next game is a FA Cup fixture against Crystal Palace. We'll talk about that one a bit later. But they have a massive game against West Ham at the London Stadium. Then a 6-point against Burnley. Then Manchester United at Goodison Park. They got to win at least one of those games. You see what I'm saying? A win and a draw would be ideal. 29 points. Distancing yourself from the boys in the relegation zone. That would be awesome. So, what a relief for Frank Lampard. You could see how happy he was. He was indeed very happy about the win. A little nervous as well because that lead could have turned into a draw like really quick. So, I was happy for him. He looked a stressed man recently, and he will be hoping that that's, just a Kickstarter. Anyhow, and his boys are going to keep working, and, I think both teams will survive. But guys, you never ever know. So what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be moving on to the next result. Let's just get to the next result. And I haven't been able to watch the highlights for this game. I honestly forgot this game was playing today. I went out shopping after I dropped my wife to work. My boy Liam and I went out to Walmart and BJ's to pick up a couple, things. A couple things for the cupboard and the fridge. And when I came home and I was doing a little research, I was like, shoot, this game was playing. And I could have watched the game. I could have followed the game. Massive, massive win for Leeds United. 3-2, a thriller. Johnny, back from injury, scored in the 26th minute. And Trincao, maybe something happened in this game. I don't know. Let me just find this game really quick and see if because why was there 11 minutes of first half extra time? Something may have happened in this game. If anybody know if there's any event that happened in this game, let me know. I will definitely appreciate it. Guys, make sure you like the video if you haven't yet done so. We'll definitely appreciate that too. You guys are indeed the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Let me actually find that game and click the news section and see what happened there. Okay, so yeah, maybe let me see. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, controversy. Okay. BBC, breathless, bruising, brilliant, controversy and drama in pulsating Molyneux game. All right. So, just to get a gist of what happened in the game really quick, guys, let's just do something that is unprecedented around here. Usually, I get to watch the highlights and everything, but I'm yet to get to do that. So, Wolves 2, Leeds 3, breathless, bruising, brilliant, controversy and drama in pulsating Molyneux game. Leeds come back from 2 goals down at halftime to win a Premier League game for the first time. Losing on each of the previous 47 occasions, they were 2 down at the break. Brilliant, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 5 players off injured in less than an hour. 22 minutes added on. A controversial red card, a stunning comeback, and a last-minute winner. Oh my God, I missed the classic. 5 players off injured in less than an hour. We're going to read through this, man. Leeds' Premier League trip to Wolves okay, I don't know what happened there. I don't know why the volume went up on this thing. These phones are weird. I'm monitoring the stream on the phone and the volume just went up on its own. Like, what the hell was that? I don't know. Maybe something I said prompted the iPhone to just turn up the volume. But anyways, let me continue what I was saying, man. I don't know why that just came on there. But it was bruising, breathless, and a brilliant game, which seemed all but certain to be won by Wolves when they took a 2-0 lead in the 11th minute of the first half injury time. But Leeds, who had lost 4 players to injury by the 55th minute, including the only recently returned Patrick Bamford, oh no, had other ideas. There may have been a concussion substitute. They said 4 players they changed. Okay. These decisions are killing teams, all right. Raul Jimenez is the first Wolves player to pick up 2 red cards in the Premier League season, with the Mexican also sent off against Manchester City in November. The key moment came 5 minutes after halftime when the already booked Raul Jimenez raced forward to try to reach a through ball and was involved in what seemed a 50-50 collision with the Leeds keeper Ilian Melier. Melier limped off, but he was not on his own. When Jimenez got up a couple minutes later after receiving treatment, he was shown a yellow card by the referee Kevin Friend. Everyone saw what happened, and now they have the chance to watch on TV. Wolves boss Bruno Lage told BBC Sport. It's a body contact. Raul tried to win the ball. Bad decision from the referee, and he continued with the opinion he continued with the opinion that he made a good decision. In the 45 minutes, I think we were the better team. We were a much better team than our opponents. I am very proud of my players. Wolves captain Connor Cody told Sky Sports, we should still stay in the game, but it's not a red card. I could go mad and kick off, but for me, it's not it's not red. It's a fair challenge. There was nowhere else it could go. These decisions are killing teams. Okay, so it's a lot to go through. I'm not going to read through every single thing. So what we're going to do, we're just going to get back to the Premier League page and take a look at what actually happened here. So Johnny scored in the 26th minute. Trincao in the 45th. Well, the 11th minute of first half extra time. 2-0 up at halftime. Then all went wrong for Wolves. Raul Jimenez got sent off. Then Jack Harrison and Rodrigo equalized for Leeds. Luke Ayling in the last, extra time. Dying embers of the game to win the match for Leeds United. So in terms of the substitutions here, guys, we had Patrick Bamford going off, Sam Greenwood coming on, Ruben Neves off, Trincao coming on. 26th minute, the goal came. Then we had Diego Llorente coming off, Robin Koch coming on, and then we had at around the 45th minute there, Matthias Klick coming off, Charlie Cresswell coming on. Listen, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Pascal Strike, did he go off injured? I think Pascal Strike had to go off injured or something. Something happened. Listen. Let me just Ilian Melier had to go off injured. Christoph Klaassen came on. This game is nuts. I should have seen this game. Wow. So Wolves actually had 4 players going off injured. There may have been a concussion substitute in there for Wolves, and 4 players going off. Let me make sure 4 players came on. Yep, 4 players came on. And a player sent off. They went down to 10 men. And for Leeds United, they had 3 players. Well, this is crazy. Leeds United had 4 players going off as well. And 4 players coming on. This game had 8 substitutions and a red card. This is crazy. This is nuts. But anyways, I'm done reacting to this, man. 2 new managers in the league. Jesse March taking over Leeds, and in 3 games he already won twice, lost his first match in charge, and Bruno Lage has done a great job with Wolves this season. But what a dramatic game, though. What a dramatic I'm forgetting how to talk. What a dramatic game. Wow, it was very, very even. 14 shots at goal for Wolves, 8 on target, 47% of the ball. 15 shots at goal for Leeds, 6 on target, 53% of the ball. A comeback for the ages. It's, it's freakish stuff. It was a freak game. Let's just put it that way. Big up to everybody in the chat right about now, man. Big up to Value. Big up to Tottenham TV. Mr. Azray. Mr. Mustafa Mujic. Jordan Hyman in the house. Big up to Dupe. What is this Liverpool quadruple gas? I know, right? I know. Last season when we were talking quadruple, everybody were like, oh, whoa. And look, you see? Big up to the boy Qatar in the house. How you feeling, Qatar? The boy from Lebanon. How are you doing? Owen Dilworth in the house. Big up to the boy Owen Dilworth. If you're still in here. Sam Greenwood, former Arsenal Academy talent, young player. Remember the name. Thank you very much there, Elias Abs. I wasn't aware of that. So that's what's up, man. With Leeds United picking up those massive 3 points, guys. Leeds are now 16th with 29 points. That's given them a 7-point gap between themselves and Watford in the relegation zone. Pretty damn good if you ask me. Pretty damn good. Leeds need 11 points to survive with 8 games to go. 11 points in 8 games. Jesse Marsh has arrived. They got Southampton, Watford, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, City, Arsenal, Brighton, and Brentford. It looked like, these are some good fixtures. Brentford, Watford, Southampton, Palace. If you can't get 11 points from those games, I don't know, man. I don't know. You deserve to go down. Leeds looking like they're gonna stay up this season after that scare under Marcelo Bielsa, who was actually dismissed. So that's what's up. As for Wolves, they're 8th setback. They have lost 3 in their last 5, but this loss came after back-to-back wins. They were pulling things back, and this is a setback again in their quest to get European football. They're behind Tottenham, West Ham United, but with 8 games left, they would fancy their chances of pushing those teams all the way. For Wolves, their next game will be against Aston Villa, then they face Newcastle City and Burnley. Oh! All the best. Bruno Lage and in charge. All right, so we're going to keep it moving, guys. Definitely going to keep it moving. Those are the 2 games that were played during the week there. This is a match week 30 game, the Wolves versus Leeds. That's a match week 30. And we got a couple more match week 30 games to preview. So we're going to do that really quick, okay? I have a few games to preview, and I'm going to let you know the games. We got Aston Villa versus Arsenal, Leicester versus Brentford, and Tottenham versus West Ham to preview. Big up to the boy Botak Ching in the house, dropping the $5 Singaporean dollar. Pretty, awesome. Botak Ching, appreciate it. Big up to Tony K in the house. Still annoyed about Leeds game. I literally had a draw on my accumulator. Yeah, they were going to draw that game, but Luke Ayling with the goal, man. Look, Bamford injured again. That's a setback. Melier injured. Hopefully for them, he's fit for the next game. The international break would give them some respite, hopefully for them. Big up to the boy, Ron. Dom Pep sweating. Sweating for what? We've been in these kind of positions many times. You see what I'm saying? We're going to be all right, man. We're going to be all right. So Botak Ching is saying, good morning, Dominic Rich. I am happy with my draw. Hope you happy too. Let's see how it will go in the semi-final. Let's go down. Yep, I'm happy with the Champions League draw as well. So, look, what we're going to be doing, we got a lot to talk about, so we're not going to linger anymore. We're going to keep it moving. And let's start with Leicester versus Brentford. Let's kick it off with Leicester versus Brentford here. And, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let me make sure. Let me just pull back to the Premier League page I had open here before I start, so that I could have all the information ready for you guys. All right, so Leicester versus Brentford. That game will be on Sunday. Let's just touch on this and do a brief preview for this match. Nothing crazy. 5 minutes tops. 5 minutes tops. But before we do, let me take a sip of my Red Bull, man. I pull out the Red Bull because I don't want to actually risk, getting tired during the live. It's not the best thing for you, but I need it, man. I need it. So, Leicester versus Brentford. In the Premier League, Leicester lost their game to Arsenal 2-0. And against Rennes in the Conference League, they won the tie, but lost the last match 2-1 on the road. For Brentford, they picked up a 2-0 win over Burnley, and they've been in pretty decent form. So in terms of the last meeting between Leicester and Brentford, Leicester won the game 2-0. And the previous meeting was actually in the FA Cup 4th round in 2020, and then they met again in 2021 in the 4th round, and Leicester won the games as well. So Leicester, they definitely fancy their chances against Brentford. Is it going to be the same this time around? Thomas Frank versus Brendan Rodgers. 3 previous meetings, no wins for Frank, but 3 wins for Rodgers. And the same with the record against Brentford and vice versa. So, in terms of players to watch for both teams here, guys, For Leicester, I'm going to go for Harvey Barnes, who is looking like, that spot that Leicester needs when Maddison and when Madison's not performing well and when Vardy is absent from the team. Harvey Barnes is the man to really step up and, ignite the Foxes. So for Brentford, I went with two players, Christian Eriksen and Ivan Toney. Oh man, that cross by Eriksen to Ivan Toney in the last game, that was brilliant. That was sublime. And if Brentford ought to survive the drop and to continue to impress, these players got to develop some type of partnership, you know what I mean? And they're looking like they're doing just that. So, pretty positive stuff. Tony just coming back from an injury, and Christian Eriksen, of course, his story, and he newly was integrated into the Brentford team, which is basically a Denmark international team, you know what I mean? A Scandinavian core and a Scandinavian base. So in terms of the notes here, in terms of player availability and all of that good stuff, for Leicester, we know they're dealing with a lot of injuries right about now. Wilfred Ndidi will miss the game, and sadly for Nigeria, he would miss their World Cup qualifying fixtures as well. He'll be back maybe after the international break. Timothy Castagna and Jamie Vardy are also out, while Johnny Evans is about 25% on his comeback trail. Don't think he'll be involved in this match. Maybe after the international break, he'll be ready. Patson Daka, the same situation for him. While for Brian Bertrand and Mark Albrighton, along with Danny Ward, their backup goalkeeper, would all be out of action. Bubakari Sumare and Chagla Soyanchu are also listed as doubtful for this match. For Brentford, Josh Da Silva, Jean Janvier, and Tariq Fosu would all miss out through injury and suspension. Look, Brentford are pretty fit right now, fitter than Leicester, and it would definitely be an advantage to the Bees. The Bees versus the Foxes. You put the Bees in a foxhole, it ain't going to be pretty. So, look, are the Foxes are going to be able to get out in time? Maybe, maybe not. Did you know Brentford have won their last two Premier League matches, as many as they had in their previous 14 combined, drawing 2 and losing 10. The Bees last won 3 consecutive top-flight contests in September of 1946. Ivan Toney has scored 7 goals in his last 5 Premier League appearances for Brentford, having netted 4 in his previous 19 this term. In his last 2 outings, he netted 3 goals at Norwich and 2 at Burnley. The last player to score 2+ goals in 3 consecutive Premier League appearances was Tammy Abraham, September 2019, while the last to do so for a promoted side was Kevin Phillips in December of 1999 for Sunderland. Leicester City have won each of their last 5 Premier League matches against promoted sides, including all 3 this season. They've never won 6 consecutive top-flight encounters with promoted sides before. Brentford have scored a league-high 50% of their Premier League goals from set piece situations this season. 16 out of 32, pretty damn high, including penalties. While Leicester have conceded a competition high 47% of their league goals in 2021-22 from such situations. 21 out of 45 goals. They just can't seem to stop conceding from corners. Darren England will be in charge of this game. And in terms of my prediction for this one, guys, look, it ain't looking good for Leicester at all. They've lost back-to-back games in both the Conference League and the Premier League. They haven't looked good. The team looked very disjointed and very fatigued, very stretched, and they look very stale. Jamie Vardy's injured again. You have Tillemans, on the way out of the club. You have Johnny Evans, who's the glue at the back there in the defense, out. Chagla Soyanchu, he has not been good this season. You have Daniel Amate playing at centre-back. I recently saw Nampolas Mendy back in the team. When you see Mendy back in the team, you know something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know something's wrong, man. He's not a bad player, but they're going to move him on. So they're just all over the place right now. And they need some consistency. This has not been a great season for Leicester at all. They're still in the Conference League, got relegated from the Europa League, but still in the Conference League. They will be hoping to win that to actually salvage their season somewhat. Out of the FA Cup, out of the, of course, Carabao, not doing well in the league. So the Conference League would be a saving grace for Brendan Rodgers and his boys. So, look, they will look to draw from players like Kasper Schmeichel for inspiration as well when you really think about it. So, look, they still have a lot of talented players in their team. Like, let's just look at their squad really quick. You can see who's available and you could see the talent that they possess. Look, man, Kelechi Iheanacho, Ayoze Perez, not involved a lot lately. Daka, touch and go. But you go in the midfield and Dewsbury Hall has been a breath of fresh air. Tillemans, Madison and Barnes is still there, you know what I mean? Their defense has been a spot of bother this season, to say the least. And Schmeichel ever so present in goal. So, look, back to, I think I did miss Ryan Did I mention Ryan Bertrand has been out? Wesley Fofana, I think, is fit again. So that's a positive. James Justin is fit again. But are these players, does these players have enough match fitness in them to compete at the highest level against a Brentford team who are very hungry right now? I think Brentford are going to play a strong 11. They would want to actually continue picking up points in the league. And I think Brentford are going to win this game. I think Brentford are going to win 3 in a row for the first time in their Premier League and first time in the top flight since 1946, according to the tidbit there. Brentford are winning this game. Let me say this again. Brentford are winning this game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Brentford. And I'm going to leave it right there. Eriksen's played well. Ivan Toney and Mbeumo are doing well up top. And expect the other players to rally. The centre-back partnership of Pontus Janssen, Christopher Aya, and Ethan Pinnock. David Raya back in goal. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with this time around. Not a pushover like the previous game this season. So, Brentford over Leicester. 2-1 is my prediction. Let me know yours in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate that. So, in terms of the next games, so for Leicester City, who's 12th right now with 33 points in the league, they're not safe yet in terms of, the Premier League status. They will need to keep picking up points, but Leicester will be all right. We know they'll be all right. Their next game will be against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Then they do play PSV in the quarterfinal of the Europa League. Then they play Crystal Palace. That's what's coming up for them next. As for Brentford, who are 15th right now with 30 points. This is massive. If they win this game, it's massive. Massive, massive, massive. They would catch up to Leicester in terms of their points tally. Leicester do have a few games in hand, but getting to 33 points, 7 away from potential safety would be huge. I think 33 points, they'll only need about 37 or so to survive this season. I think they'll be all right. I think Brentford will be all right. For them, the next game will be against Chelsea in the London Derby there. And then they actually have 4 London Derbies on the trot against Chelsea, West Ham, Watford, and Tottenham. They got to win at least one of them and pick up 4 points from those 4 games would be ideal if you add a win against Leicester. You see what I'm saying? That'll give them 37 points. That'll give them 7 points in 5 games. That's not bad. They'll survive. They'll survive with that. They'll survive with that, I think. Let's see how they fare, though. Let's see how they fare. That's my thoughts on that one. Talk to me, guys. Big up to everybody in the chat once again. Whoa, Tony Kiss says Eriksen is back in the Denmark team, apparently. Wow. So I thought Patsadaka was that new young prospect. He is, but he's been dealing with some injury problems as well. And of course, you got to integrate, man. Let's give him time. Let's give him time. Michael is saying a 2-2 draw. Trent is injured and pulled out of the England squad. Yep, did see that. And Tony K, I just wonder how Brentford would do next season. We've seen how well Leeds done first season, and they are just down and going back up about. Yeah, and look at Sheffield United as well. You know what I mean? Look at teams like Huddersfield and, who recently came up and, did well. Did okay to survive the first season, and the second season was not so good. So let's keep an eye on Brentford and how they progress. I think they'll be all right, though. I think they'll be all right. So, guys, we're going to keep it moving, man. Definitely got to keep it moving. We got a lot to talk about. And let's not stall. Let's not delay things any further. Let's talk Aston Villa versus Arsenal. This is a big one. This is a huge clash. And definitely looking forward to this one. I don't know if I'll watch it, but there's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot going on, I'm telling you, man. There's a lot going on. FA Cup, these Premier League games, but this will be tomorrow. Today for some of you, this will be Saturday game, and definitely looking forward to this one. So in terms of Arsenal versus Aston Villa versus Arsenal, the last game, West Ham beat Aston Villa 2-1, and Aston Villa won their previous 3 games before the loss there against West Ham. So they not in bad form. For Arsenal, they lost 2-0 to Liverpool, and that ended a 5-match winning streak. Okay? So pretty cool stuff there. In terms of their last meeting, Arsenal defeated Aston Villa 3-1 back in October. So they'll be fancying their chances against the villains here. Look, none of their last 10 games dating back to 2014 have ended in a draw, with Arsenal winning 7 out of those games. There's an FA Cup fixture in between there. And before the win this season, Aston Villa had 3 consecutive wins against Arsenal, keeping a clean sheet in each of those games. So Arsenal have definitely turned things around when it comes to playing against Aston Villa here. In terms of the managers, man, Steven Gerrard will be facing Mikel Arteta for the first time. 2 very, very young managers who clashed definitely in a few Merseyside derbies, and most likely when Arteta played for Arsenal at the back end of his career there as well. So, look, Steven Gerrard, he has done a great job so far at Aston Villa, and so has Mikel Arteta winning an FA Cup during that whole period. Look, players to watch before I forget to mention. For Aston Villa, Jacob Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey is a player I'm going to keep my eye on here. I could say Philip Coutinho, Ollie Watkins, guys like Danny Ings. But Jacob Ramsey, is definitely a special talent. And the reason why I picked him is because for Arsenal, I'm going with another young gun, and that's Bukayo Saka, who's got called up to the England national team again. And Jacob Ramsey's call-up is not far off if he continues to bang him in like he has been doing this season. So, awesome, man. Awesome stuff in terms of player availability and all that good stuff. Let's just pull that up. Look, on the head-to-head, Arsenal got a better head-to-head. 53 games played, 28 wins for Arsenal, 11 for Villa, and there's been 14 draws. But the draws have dried up recently, though. Let's touch on some player availability here for these teams. So for Aston Villa, Marvelous Nakamba remains out. Luca Dean is a new man on the casualty list. Courtney Howes is 50% fit. Douglas Luiz suffered a face injury but should be fit to play, along with the former Arsenal defender Callum Chambers, who should be fit enough to play against his old team. For Arsenal, Takehiro Tomiyasu is touch and go 50-50 coming back from injury. Let's see if he'll feature. I doubt they would actually risk him. They would just want to allow him to get some more, training sessions in and get back to full fitness. Look, did you know that we have anything in that section today? All right. Arsenal target best away winning run since 2015. Arsenal have won their last 4 Premier League away matches, having taken maximum points in just 2 of their previous 8 on the road this season, drawing 1 and losing 5. The Gunners haven't won 5 consecutive away matches since May of 2015. Bukayo Saka has been involved in 5 goals in his last 4 Premier League away appearances, 4 goals and 1 assist. No player has scored more away league goals for Arsenal this season than Saka with 4. Aston Villa have won their last 2 Premier League home meetings with Arsenal. The last one more consecutively at home against the Gunners in the league competition since between 1975 and 1979. 4. Philippe Coutinho has been involved in 6 goals in his first 4 home Premier League appearances for Villa, 3 goals and 3 assists. At least 2 more than any other teammate since his debut in January. In the competition's history, the only Villa player to be involved in 6+ goals in their first 5 home appearances is Dion Dublin, 6 goals and 1 assist. Andy Madley will be in charge, and it's time to let you guys know who I think would come out victors in this game. Look, Arsenal, when they come up against these other teams, right, an Aston Villa, maybe a team in the lower regions of the league table, you know what I mean, or a mid-table team, they do well. You see what I'm saying? They look prime Arsenal from the invincible season under Arsene Wenger. But whenever they come up against teams like Liverpool, Manchester City, you know what I'm saying? Teams like Chelsea, let's say more quality oppositions, they seem to really flunk out, you know what I mean? And it looked like a team that's just showing the opposition way too much respect. But when they come up against these other teams, Aston Villa, you know what I mean, West Ham, they're up for they're really up for it. The Wolves, they're up for it. I expect a very entertaining game here, very open game of football where both teams are gonna go at it. I don't see any team like just sitting back in a low block and waiting, and both teams are gonna go for it here. And even though there haven't been any draws between them in the last 10, I think this one's ending in a draw. I think this will be a high scoring 2-2 draw in my opinion. But I do have Arsenal as the favorites to win this game. Note, I'm going for a draw, but I think Arsenal would win it. Aston Villa, 3 wins on the trot, but lost to West Ham in their last game. And I don't see them winning this one. It will be an uphill battle. And I fancy Arsenal, but I'm going to play it safe here. They're going to come. They're going to come. They're going to come for Villa in this game. They have strength for teams like Villa and them. You know what I mean? When you come up against Liverpool, you have a great first half, but a poor second half. Same with the game against Manchester City. So I'm wary of that Arsenal team. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going to go for a draw here. I would like to actually see Emil Smith-Rowe get an opportunity from the start. I think Arteta has been persistent with Martinelli. He could switch it up sometimes, you know what I'm saying? He could just switch it up because Emil Smith-Rowe, has done a great job, whether he started or whether he's come off the bench. But you got to try something different, man. Maybe a Nicola Pepe. Try something different. You see what I'm saying? I think when Pepe came back from the AFCON, he should have got more opportunities, especially from the start because he looked good after AFCON. But, yeah, let's keep an eye on Tyrone Mings in this game. Callum Chambers, if he starts, I think that could be the Achilles heel for Aston Villa if they are to go down and go behind and lose this game. Yeah, Tyrone Mings, man. Disaster waiting to happen. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw for this game, man. Big up to Arsenal. They have played some quality football this season. They would want to win the game to actually continue to put the pressure on Chelsea. The loss against Liverpool was a setback. They would be hoping to bounce back from that one. So, yeah. For the Gunners, the next game will be against Crystal Palace. That's a London derby there before they play Brighton and Southampton. They have 4 games that they could win all 4 of them. All 4. And that'll be big in terms of their quest to get Champions League football next season. As for Aston Villa, who are 9th right now, very, very good that they're in the top 10. They got 36 points. They're 10 points off Wolves in, fighting for a European spot. I don't think Villa would catch up. They would just, finish 9th, 10th, or 11th if they continue their form. But a win would carry them up to 39 points where they won't have to worry about being relegated this season. For them, they will play the next game against Wolves. Then they face Tottenham, Liverpool, and Leicester. Some very tough fixtures coming up for Aston Villa, but we know what they're capable of doing. Ask Liverpool if you don't believe me. All right? And that's no way of me trying to remind the Liverpool fans of what happened last season. Not at all. I ain't like that at all. I'm not like that. I'm not, listen, I'm not salty. I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound here. So, big up to everybody in the chat, man. We got over 50 people in here. And, it's nice. Nice to see the turnout. Make sure y'all like up the video. How many likes we got so far? I don't know because the stream that I'm tracking does not have a like update. Let me actually close this out and go back and see what happened. All right, we got a total of 36 likes. Guys, we need 14 more likes to get to 50. Could we make it happen? Let's make it happen, man. Let us make it happen. We got to talk FA Cup. We've done an hour so far. So let us just wrap up the Premier League fixtures this weekend. And then we'll jump into the FA Cup matches. We only got 4 games to talk about. So we don't want to spend forever at all. And let's do this. Tottenham versus West Ham United. This is a big London derby, though. This is a huge London derby, seeing that West Ham are currently above Tottenham Hotspur and are looking to stay right above Tottenham Hotspur. But Tottenham are looking to climb in the table where they're still alive in terms of a top 4 finish. Last game for Tottenham, a 2-0 win over Brighton and Hove Albion. For West Ham, a 2-1 win over Aston Villa and a 2-0 win against Sevilla. So they're in pretty good form right about now. Kudos to West Ham, man. I'm very happy about their progression in the Europa League, and I would like them to go on to win it. Because if they do win the Europa League, that means West Ham will secure a Champions League spot outside the league, which is damn good. Look, what happened the last time they met Spurs? Spurs, West Ham. Well, they did meet in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, and Spurs won that game 2-1. But in their last 2 Premier League matches, West Ham have defeated Spurs 1-0 and 2-1, followed, previously 3-3 draw. So this is some damn good stuff if you ask me, man. The Hammers are on fire. They've already beaten Tottenham this year. They beat them twice in 2021. But Tottenham, of course, bounced back in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup there. So, look. In terms of the managers here, Conte versus David Moyes. This will be the 6th meeting. Conte has a loss, a draw, and 3 wins against Moyes. And against West Ham, this will be his 7th meeting. He has 2 losses and a draw, 3 wins. So, not a great record at all. For David Moyes, this will be his 34th match against Tottenham. Not a great record with 9 wins, 10 draws, and 14 losses. Needed a bit more wins than that. All-time Premier League results for Tottenham and West Ham. 51 matches, 24 wins for Spurs, 17 for the Hammers, and 10 games have ended in draws. So, in terms of players to watch here, for Spurs, guys, for Spurs, player to watch, I'm going to go with Dejan Kulusevski, seeing that the man has definitely hit the ground running, though. So, big up to the Swedish international, Dejan Kulusevski, who will be looking to help Sweden qualify for the World Cup when they go into the playoffs pretty soon. And he's been, he's a quality player. He's a quality player, and it's been a good signing so far. And he's missed a couple easy chances, but so far, so good for the young man. You know what I mean? Very young. He's only 21 years old right now, and he has a bright future. Very, very bright. Good signing by Tottenham. And I didn't go for Harry Kane because it's kind of boring going for Kane. You see what I'm saying? Very, very boring going for Kane. That song's bad, right? That song's weird when you say going for Kane, right? There's an old Calypso song about that. Anyways, Dejan Kulusevski, man to watch here for Tottenham. For West Ham United, I should do this more often and click the players when I say player to watch, right, guys? What do you think? I should do that, right? That's a nice touch. But look, player to watch for West Ham United is no other than the Ukrainian international Andrei Yarmolenko, who in his last 2 cameos off the bench has scored for West Ham. And they have been winning goals too, right? Winning goal in terms of winning the tie in the Europa League and winning that game against Aston Villa. Big up to the boy, Andrei Yarmolenko, coming out of Ukraine, man. You know what I mean? How poetic. Seeing what Ukraine are going through right about now. So, in terms of the player availability, let's just go back to this and get the player availability for both teams. For Tottenham, Ollie Skip, Jaffa Tanganga, and Ryan Sessegnon remains the only 3 players definitely unavailable for this game. More players could become unavailable, of course. And for West Ham United, Angelo Agbana, we know he's out for the remainder of the season. Who knows if he will come back for the last 2 games or so. And Vladimir Kufal has been out along with Jared Bowen, who would be a big miss for West Ham. But they do have a very, very good and deep squad. So, in terms of some insights here, let's hit you with some insights. Did you know Harry Kane has scored 8 goals in his 6 home league matches for Tottenham Hotspur against West Ham United? It's the most home goals he's scored against a specific opponent in the competition. Let me take a sip of my Red Bull, man. Let me put on back those wings. Spurs have lost just 2 of their last 19 Premier League home contests against West Ham United, winning 10 and drawing 7. Going down 3-0 in October 2013 and 1-0 in April of 2019. West Ham have won their last 2 Premier League encounters with Spurs, though both wins have been at home. They're looking to do the league double against them for the first time since the 2013-14 season, while they have last won 3 consecutive league matches against Spurs in August of 1999. Pablo Fornals, winner for West Ham against Aston Villa last time out, was his 6th Premier League goal of the season, making this his best goal-scoring campaign in the competition. Anthony Taylor, the ball-headed bandit, would be in charge of this game. So, look, what's my prediction for this, man? What is my prediction? Look, I came up with a theory that West Ham would be a little fatigued from the Aston Villa game and then from that midweek fixture against Sevilla. Or maybe I might be wrong. You see what I mean? Maybe they'll be invigorated by those wins. While Tottenham would have the week off to prepare, no European competition, they would get to plan and plot to how they could, get the better of West Ham, who did beat them already this season. Tottenham, they played well against Brighton. They've been so-so in terms of their form. Lost to United, had 3 back-to-back losses as well before that win against Manchester City. So then, then they lost to Burnley, I think. They've been really up and down, you know what I'm saying? But I mentioned the fatigue factor for West Ham United. I think David Moyes could rotate his team a little bit, not too much, and that could actually hurt the side. And even if he doesn't rotate, that could actually go against, and have a negative effect on the team as well. I could see Tottenham going out there spirited, taking the game to West Ham, because we know West Ham are not going to sit back and relax. This will be a very entertaining game of football. And I could see Tottenham winning it 2-1. Too much firepower under there for West Ham. Kane, Son, Kulusevski, Hybier, and Bentancur, Marshall in the midfield. The only concern for me with Spurs might be their defense. Might be how their defense of Eric Dyer, Romero, Dougherty, if he starts on regular, copes with the likes of Antonio and Ben Rama, Pablo Fornals, etc. Thomas Shusek, who's very gritty. I'm going for Spurs to win the game, though. 2-1. 2-1 in my opinion. West Ham won't do the league double. And Spurs, would... I think with this win, they should go past West Ham in the table. This is a 6-pointer, where Tottenham is 7th with 48 points, and West Ham are 6th with 48 points as well, with a better goal difference than the Lily Whites. So Tottenham would go up all the way to, with a big win, with a big enough win, they could actually go past Arsenal if Arsenal fail to win their game. You see what I'm saying? If Arsenal lose and Tottenham wins, and Tottenham win big, Tottenham could go right into the 4th place position. So that's what's at stake right now. I know I said steak. I hope some of you guys not hungry right now. You know what I mean? I want to mention food too much in your earlobes right about now. But it's a high stake game. West Ham, with this win, could definitely leapfrog both United and Arsenal again and go up into 4th position if Arsenal fails to win, if Arsenal lose their game, right? So it's a big game, big game. For West Ham, after the Tottenham game, they do play Everton, then they have Lyon in the quarterfinal of the Europa League, then a London derby against Brentford. As for Spurs, after the West Ham fixture, they will play against Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Brighton. Brentford as well. So, 2-1 to Spurs. That's my prediction right now. Big 6-pointer for the battle of the teams trying to get into the top 4 places. And that'll do it in terms of my Premier League preview and a mini roundup of the games that were played already in the week. So that's 5 games down. We got 4 more to talk about in terms of the FA Cup. We got to talk FA Cup, man. We got to talk FA Cup. How's everybody in the house doing right about now? Big up to each and everybody in the house, man. Dominic, what do you think of Luis Diaz? I think he's an awesome signing. I've been talking about that player even last season. Very good signing, and he's hit the ground running. Big up to them, Stuart in the house. Haven't seen you in a long time, bro. Long time. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Do I have any banner? Do I have any background here on the FA Cup that I could actually put up when I talk about the FA Cup? Do I have anything on the FA Cup right now? I need to download something on the FA Cup right now, so I could have, something in the background for y'all. And let me just do a quick search, FA Cup, and get that in. It's now 11:03. My wife should be getting off of work maybe within the next hour. I gotta go pick her up, and I got work in the morning. So busy time for the boy Dom. Busy time. And of course, we know Arsenal are the holders of the FA Cup, but they will no longer take part in the competition because they have been knocked out. Of course, we know that. You should know that. And why can't I find a freaking FA Cup banner or something? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, you're taking forever. I should have had that already, but you know, I slipped up, man. Give me a break, guys. You know what I mean? I slipped up. But yeah, I got something. I definitely got something. And I'm going to actually upload that one right now and get it in and get that in. I love the StreamYard feature where you could do things like this. You see what I'm saying? Badam! And we have that in the background there. Come on, man. Come on. You know? It's a chill stream, man. You know, no pressure at all. No pressure. And we're going to pull up the FA Cup right here and get that on the screen right now as we transition into the FA Cup. It's the quarterfinals. It's the quarterfinals. But look, before we get into the FA Cup quarterfinals, let's recap what happened in the previous round. So, Man City toppled Peterborough 2-0, while Crystal Palace got the better of Stoke City 2-1. Middlesbrough knocked out Tottenham 1-0, while Chelsea beat Luton Town after extra time 3-1. Southampton beat West Ham 3-1. Liverpool beat Norwich 2-1. Everton defeated the only non-league team left in the competition, Boham Wood, and Nottingham Forest dismissed their fellow championship opposition, Huddersfield Town. So for Middlesbrough, you got to give it to them. They've been on a very, very good run in the competition. We go back and you see that Middlesbrough actually defeated Manchester United, defeated Tottenham as well. And you go back to the previous round, we find Middlesbrough. Where they at? Okay, we're not gonna get too complicated, but another team to also watch is Nottingham Forest, who defeated Arsenal, the holders. So these two championship teams that are left in the competition, you gotta keep an eye on these teams. It would be nice if both of them remain in the competition as, you know, into the semifinals. That would be nice for them, just to give the competition a little spark there. You know what I mean? That's what the FA Cup is all about. Giant killings and underdog stories and things like that. Oldest club competition in the world, cup competition in the world, and you know, there's a lot of magic in the FA Cup, and there's still some magic, I think, left to be had. Middlesbrough against Chelsea, Crystal Palace against Everton, Southampton versus Manchester City, and Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. European royalty there, right? Where Nottingham Forest previously won the European Cup, and we know Liverpool have won it as well. So it's the official preview of the FA Cup, and just doing a comprehensive roundup preview of the weekend shenanigans before the international break hit. Let us start with Crystal Palace versus Everton here. So, Crystal Palace versus Everton. We're not going to take forever talking about these guys, of course. We don't have a whole ton of time, and for some of you guys, it's very late. I know it would have been more beneficial if I do these live streams a lot earlier. But one thing for sure is that there's not a lot of people actually live streaming at this time of the night. So it is, pretty cool that you have someone, streaming right now. You know what I mean? Big up to the boy Almighty Blues FC. Yo, Ankit, it's nice to come through on your live stream and see so many people in the chat, man. Over 100 people. Ankit, bro, you on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. I love that you're doing other things and not just Chelsea content. Bro, you got to try some international football as well, bro. Just give me that idea, because when the World Cup come around, I don't want to hear y'all talking about the World Cup and you weren't talking about the World Cup before, okay? So you better start now. You better start now, man. Okay? All right, so Crystal Palace versus Everton here. Let's talk Crystal Palace versus Everton. So in Palace's last game, they picked up a 0-0 draw against Manchester City. For Everton, a massive 1-0 win against Newcastle. In their last FA Cup meeting, guys, I traced this all the way back to 1972, a third round match that finished 2-2, and the replay was won 3-2 in favor of Everton. In terms of their last meeting, Crystal Palace defeated Everton 3-1 this season in the Premier League. Players to watch, Wilf Zaha. I think both teams are going to put out their strongest 11s, seeing that they don't have to worry about a Premier League match after this. But for Everton, it could be, a bit of a struggle, seeing that they played a fixture in the middle of the week while Crystal Palace had more time to rest. But they may be buoyed by that victory against Newcastle as well. So you got to factor in those things. As for Everton, player to watch. Well, as for players to watch, let me go back. Crystal Palace, Wilf Zaha, and Conor Gallagher. It's a dual player to watch here, where both players, I think, have been two of the brightest players for Crystal Palace this season under Patrick Vieira, of course. For Everton, Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon, who I think is the most talented player in the Everton setup right now. Talent. I'm talking about talent. You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about, he's the best player. I'm not saying he's the best player. I'm talking about the most talented player. A player that you could see at Everton for a very, very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right, we got to deal with this person right here. I don't know what's going on there, but we got a spammer there. Webcams, chat.com, hot girls and boys, video chat. Guys, stay away from porn, okay? Stay away from porn. Anyways, this is our porn, and we're going to continue talking FA Cup. We got to talk Liverpool, Forest. We got to talk City, Southampton, and we also got to talk Middlesbrough, Chelsea. So, mods, deal with that. Deal with any nonsense you see coming up in the chat, of course. Don't make me have to interrupt my live stream to do that myself, okay? Appreciate it, mods. Appreciate it. So, in terms of Crystal Palace, Nathan Ferguson and James McArthur are the only players listed to be unavailable. Of course, more players could be unavailable before the game. For Everton, Yeremina and Allen, of course, out, injured and suspended. Fabian Delph, Tom Davies out for sure. Everyone else could be involved in the fixture. Asmir Begovic could stay in goal, with Pickford recovering as well and going on international duty soon. So I think it is wise to keep Begovic in goal. That's just my opinion. Keep Begovic in the goal. We got some insights here. And Crystal Palace's 3-1 win over Everton in December in the Premier League was their first against the Toffees in 14 matches, drawing 7 and losing 6. With their last success in this fixture before the season coming in September of 2014, the Eagles have never beaten Everton twice in the same campaign. So keep that in mind. Everton haven't lost consecutive away matches at Crystal Palace since 1971, when they lost back-to-back away top-flight visits. The Toffees conceded as many times in the Premier League trip in December than they had in the 8 visits beforehand. 3. So that just shows how bad Everton have been this season. 31 goals have been scored across the 7 previous FA Cup clashes between Crystal Palace 11 and Everton 20, with both sides recording separate 6-0 wins over the other in the competition. However, the Eagles have only progressed from one of these 5 ties, doing so in 1921-22. Their last meeting in the competition was in the 1971-72 season. In the third round, Everton won 3-2 in a replay. See, I mentioned that earlier. Everton are appearing in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup for the 47th time, the outright most of any side in the competition's history. The Toffees have progressed to the Final Four in 57% of those ties, 26 out of 46, last doing so in 2015-16 under Roberto Martinez. This is Crystal Palace's second FA Cup quarterfinal in the last 4 seasons, failing at this stage in 2018-19 to Watford. The Eagles had only reached the final in 8 of 2 of the 28 campaigns before that season, in 1994-95 and 2015-16, going on to reach the final of the latter. So, yeah, that's some insights for you in terms of my prediction for this game, guys. I'm going to actually go for this one to end 1-1 after 90 minutes. I think the games go straight. I think the games have extra time, yeah. 1-1 after extra time. And 4-3 to Everton on penalties. 4-3 to Everton on penalties. I think the teams would draw within regulation time and not able to separate themselves and go into penalties. Everton, they need this game in terms of their morale boost. It'll be important and imperative that they stay in the competition and just hold on to something. You see what I'm saying? A semi-final spot in the FA Cup would be awesome for them. Maybe a potential meeting with Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? That would be nice. That would be a good one. That'll be a good one for the fans, a good one for the FA Cup as well. But I see Everton winning it on penalties. It's going to be a tough game. Teams would rotate, of course, seeing that it's a cup competition, but not a lot. Not a lot. You would want some of the fringe players to get a look in, but not a whole lot of rotation, in my opinion. You know, for Crystal Palace, guys like Reeder Wall could come in. You see what I'm saying? You know, Hudson Edward maybe could get a start. He's not been starting games lately. Guys like, Will Hughes and co. You know what I mean? Not going to get too deep into this. But Everton, their squad is very thin right now. They may go in at their strongest. Frank Lampard needs wins. Patrick Vieira and Crystal Palace don't know how to manage games very well. That's, something that they got to work on. Everton to prevail, in my opinion, guys. Let me know your prediction. Let me see what you guys are saying right now. Ankit said, "Wow, what a prediction!" Yeah, I'm gonna keep it funky with the prediction though. Definitely. Alan, red card. I think it was a bit rash. And when you have VAR around, they're always gonna give those a red. Just remember that. They're gonna give those a red. I think it was an unnecessary lunging, and he got punished. He got punished. And he had no right to behave how he did. So, yeah. So, for Crystal Palace, after this game, they do play a London derby against Arsenal in the league. Then they do have Leicester City coming up as well. As for Everton, the next game will be against West Ham United. Then they play Burnley. They'll be looking forward to those games to see if they continue picking up points in the league. So, let's just go back to that FA Cup game and, double back to the FA Cup fixtures as well. So, big up to everybody in the chat. Make sure you like up the video. We're going to keep things moving, though. We've got a lot to go through, and we're not going to stall. Middlesbrough versus Chelsea here. For Middlesbrough, they're 7th in the championship. For Chelsea, they are 3rd in the Premier League. In terms of their last game, Middlesbrough defeated Birmingham City on the road 2-0. And for Chelsea, they defeated Lille on the road in the Champions League 2-1. Their last FA Cup meeting was a 5th round clash in February of 2013, where Chelsea won the game on the road 2-0. Chelsea won their last 8 Premier League games against Middlesbrough as well. Just to keep that in mind when it comes to, context of how one-sided this clash has been in the past. Players to watch for both teams. For Middlesbrough, I'm going with Matt Crooks. He's got 9 goals this season, the top scorer in all competitions this season. He's an attacking midfielder, and he will be one to look forward to, seeing in this game. For Chelsea, I'm going to go with Hakim Ziyech, who has been definitely one of the bright spots for Chelsea this season in terms of those whipping balls into the box and, of course, his eye for goal. In terms of some notes here, for Middlesbrough, I checked their squad. Looks pretty fit. Chris Wilder, the former Sheffield United manager, is in charge of Middlesbrough these days, and they're doing a fine job in the championship. And just a little tidbit for you guys. Middlesbrough recently got completely smashed up by Sheffield United in the league. I think 4-1 or something like that. So, yeah, you're coming up against your old team. Take that! Take that! Take that! For Chelsea, Saul has the coronavirus. Ben Chilwell is out for the rest of the season. While for Reece James, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Andreas Christensen would all be doubtful for this match. Chelsea got a deep squad. They should be able to rotate and have a strong enough team to face Middlesbrough, who's knocked out 2 Premier League teams in their previous meetings, right? We go back, you see they knocked out Tottenham, and of course, they knocked out Manchester United. Previously, they did beat Mansfield Town in the 3rd round there as well. So, Middlesbrough doing a very, very good job this season to add to that. Some insights for you. Since recording back-to-back Premier League wins over Jose Mourinho's Chelsea in February and August of 2006, Middlesbrough have lost each of their last 8 matches with the Blues in all competitions without scoring a single goal. Only against Crystal Palace 9 and Bolton Wanderers 10 are Chelsea on a current longer winning streak in all competitions than against Middlesbrough with 8. With the Blues netting 19 times without conceding across this spell. Middlesbrough have never won against reigning European champions in 20 attempts, drawing 7 and losing 13. Playing more such games without ever winning than any other English side. This is their first such match since February of 2013 and a home defeat in the FA Cup against Chelsea, who were European champions, of course. Chelsea have won 3 of their previous 4 FA Cup clashes with Middlesbrough, only losing in the 3rd round in 1993. One of those previous matchups was the 1997 showpiece when Middlesbrough, appearing in their first and only FA Cup final, suffered a 2-0 defeat at Wembley thanks to goals from Roberto Di Matteo and Eddie Newton. Middlesbrough are appearing in their first FA Cup quarterfinal since the 2016-17 season when they lost 2-0 at home to Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. They've been eliminated at this stage on each of the last 4 occasions. They've reached the last 8 since making a semi-final in 2005-06 under Steve McLaren. That's the insight for you for that one. And in terms of my prediction, guys, look, I know Chris Wilder's teams are very, very gritty, and we know they're very, very difficult to break down. They have overlapping center backs, and they just, throw the kitchen sink at you. They play very well. And it's, testament to what they've done. Middlesbrough 7th in the championship, and they could actually be in the promotion playoff places. I don't think they'll be directly promoted, but they'll be in the promotion, what I keep saying, relegation, the championship promotion playoff. But I think Chelsea will be too much for them. They've been knocking out the Premier League teams. I would love if they knock out Chelsea, to be completely honest, to just give the competition a nice little twist and to add some flair to the competition as well, because they've done it against Tottenham, they've done it against Manchester United. If they could take this one to penalties, that would be, key to winning this match. But I think Chelsea would be a bit too much, a bit too hard to break down. Kepa should be in goal. The likes of maybe Thiago might even feature in this game. Who knows? Who knows what would happen? Who knows who they're going to put out? They don't have a lot of players that they're going to experiment with when you really think about it. We might see guys like Kennedy and Ross Barkley get a run out. But these players are no slouches, really. You know what I mean? So anything Chelsea does, they will still put out a strong enough 11, I think, to topple Middlesbrough. I'm going for 2-0 to the Blues as they would move on to the quarterfinals, the semifinal, pardon me, to await the other three semifinalists. So Chelsea into the semis. I'm also going for Everton into the semis, which leaves us the last two ties, Southampton versus City and Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. What are your thoughts on this one, guys? I will definitely appreciate that. Chelsea will dispatch Middlesbrough easily 3-0. Big up to Angel in the house. And what else we got here, man, in terms of prediction? Any prediction, guys? Any predictions? Big up to everybody in the chat once again. We are going to keep it moving so that we could get this thing done before my wife say, hey, babe, come and get me. Look, let's talk Southampton versus Manchester City. This one is a tricky one. Same to the Everton versus Crystal Palace. This one could go any way because City have failed to beat Southampton this season, man. That's worrying. That's very worrying, to say the least. Very worrying. Let me take a sip of my Red Bull before I get into this one. All right. Southampton versus Manchester City. In the last game, Watford defeated Southampton 2-1. And for Man City, a 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace. The previous FA Cup fixture was a fourth round FA Cup match in 2007 where Man City won that game 3-1. It was interesting looking back at all the players who were part of both squads and just going down, memory lane a bit with that one. The last meetings in the Premier League were draws, 0-0 and a 1-1 draw. Very poor showing by City against Southampton this season, and you got to give it to Southampton for the brilliant defensive display in the last match that finished 1-1. Kyle Walker-Peters with that goal, brilliant stuff. For Southampton, Lianco, the Brazilian defender, will be out. Goalkeeper Alex McCarthy ruled out as well, while Nathan Teller is fit again. Amanda Broja and Valentino Livramento, both players coming over from Chelsea, one on loan, one permanently, recovered from knocks and fatigue and should or could be involved in this match. For Manchester City, Ruben Diaz would be out, but his return from injury, seemingly, it's fast-tracked, where it was said he could be out for 6 weeks, but he could be back after the international break in time to face Liverpool. He would definitely miss Portugal's big World Cup match that's coming up as well during the international break. For City, Cole Palmer is 50% back. I don't think he'll be involved in this match, but you never, ever know. And that's an update there. In terms of the players to watch in this game, I actually skipped that. I should have said that already. For City, I'm going to go for Riyad Mahrez, who's been the highest goal scorer this season. To win games, we need goals, and I think Mahrez has to be involved from the start if we are to, topple this Southampton team, something that we've failed to do this season. For Southampton, if they are to defy Manchester City again, Mohamed Salisu would need to be on his A game. He didn't play well in the last couple games with Southampton. I think he came back from injury, and, Southampton, have been in a slump recently, losing a couple games on the bounce. But, these guys are going to need to be very, very resolute, very, very on top of their game against City. I don't think. Let me just say this right now. Matter of fact, let me just save it. Let me save it until the prediction segment. Look, let's touch on some insights here. Southampton and Manchester City will meet 3 times in the same campaign for the second time in the last 3 seasons. I'm fed up with these guys. Also doing so in 2019-20 when the Saints won and won the only one of those games to be played at St. Mary's Park, a 0-0 in the Premier League. Fed up with these guys, man. Each of the two Premier League clashes between Southampton and City this season have ended level, 0-0 at the Etihad and 1-1 at St. Mary's most recently. The last side to face the citizens at least 3 times in a campaign without losing were Liverpool in the 2015-16 season. Since Pep Guardiola joined Manchester City ahead of the 2016-17 campaign, Southampton have managed to win just 1 of the 13 clashes between the sides, drawing 3 and losing 9. Usually, this is a team that City knock over, but I don't know what has happened in the last 2 seasons. Well, the last 3 seasons or so, right? What has really gotten into Southampton, man? A 1-0 win in July of 2020 on home soil. Man City last faced Southampton in the FA Cup back in January of 2007 in the 4th round with goals from Darius Vassell, Joey Barton, and DeMarcus Beasley, turning a 1-0 deficit into a 3-1 win when Kenwyne Jones, a former Trinidadian international, with the goal for the Saints. Southampton have only lost 3 of the last 18 FA Cup matches, 2 of which have come in the semi-final stage at Wembley, winning 12 and drawing 3. Indeed, at home, the Saints are unbeaten in the last 8 in the competition, winning 6 and drawing 2 since the final loss to Arsenal in the 4th round in the 2016-17 season. Look, in terms of prediction, guys, look, Southampton are not going to be an easy team to push over. But I have to say this. I don't think Southampton are going to go 3 games unbeaten this season against Manchester City. I'm going to just put it out there. If this does happen, I don't know if Pep is throwing the FA Cup or something. I don't know. If Southampton knocks City out, maybe Pep just say, hey, man, I don't want to be in this competition. I want to focus on the Champions League and the Premier League. Forget about this FA Cup. But Pep's not like that. I think he's going to put out a strong enough team. Rotated, of course, but strong enough to get the better of Southampton, who are currently going through some things. Look at this. 2-1 loss to Watford. 2-1 loss to Newcastle. 4-0 loss to Southampton. To Aston Villa. I don't know why I said Southampton. But before that, they were doing very well. You see that? They beat Tottenham, draw to United, beat Everton, Norwich, and West Ham in the FA Cup, beat Coventry, drew to City. That's a crazy run when you think about it. That's a hell of a run. So in 2022, they have only lost, against Wolves and now the string of losses that they've been on. For City, we know how good they've been, right? Recently, they've, been dropping points against Tottenham, Southampton themselves, and Crystal Palace, and also a 0-0 draw in the Champions League against Sporting. So, they've not been in imperious form, okay? But, I think in this game, I think City would win. But I gotta say this. I'm going for a 2-0 win for City. But I have to say this. I won't be surprised if we lose this match. I won't. I won't be surprised if we got knocked out. I won't. I won't at all. I'm going to just leave it right there. I'm going to leave it right there. I'll be pissed off, but I won't be surprised. I think the boys would get the job done. I think the boys will get the job done. I think they will. I don't know the 11 that Pep's going to put out. Pep is a weird guy. You know what I'm saying? He could put out any team. He could put out a very, very strong team. But I think Fernandinho would feature. I think Zinchenko, maybe Nathan Ake will play, seeing that Stones and Laporte, have been putting out a lot with the absence of Ruben Diaz. You know what I mean? We could see a youngster right back as well. Pep would do some crazy things, man. But I think City would get the win at the end of the day. Jesus and Sterling should be involved, seeing that they've been on the bench lately. Those guys should be involved. 2-0 to City, in my humble opinion. For Southampton, they face Leeds next in the Premier League. And for Manchester City, their next game will be against Burnley after the international break. So I'm going to leave it right there. Man City to progress and Southampton to get knocked out. And this leaves us with the final match. I'm just going to go into the final game, guys, to just finish this thing off before I run out of time. And this is the clash between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. 8th in the Championship and 2nd in the Premier League. For Forest, their last game was a 3-1 win over QPR. They have been unbeaten since January 30th. And they have only suffered one loss in 2022. So you got to give it to Forest. And they're currently managed by Stephen Cooper, who's a peculiar looking guy, I have to say. You know, so yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at Stephen Cooper right now. You guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. I don't mean to talk too much about people's appearances or anything like that, but Stephen Cooper, Nottingham Forest, you guys will see exactly Mr. Cutie Pie Stephen Cooper here. You know what I mean? Let's just go. He ain't gonna be winning any beauty pageants anytime soon. You know what I mean? But he's been doing a great job at Forest. Just put that out there. Alright, so let's just stop talking about people's appearance. I'm not too good looking myself. And get back to proceedings here. So for Forest, as I said, one loss in 2022. Awesome stuff. And for Liverpool, they've done pretty good. I'm pretty sure that Liverpool only got a solitary loss in 2022 as well, where they lost to Inter Milan. So let's look at Liverpool's form in 2021 really quick, just to verify that. I think so. I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I won't really know these things, but I think I'm right with that one. I said I don't know these things, but I'm pretty on point with it. You know what I mean? Come on, Dom. You know these things. Yeah, one loss in 2022 as well for Liverpool. So both teams are in very good form. Their last game was a 2-0 win over Arsenal in the Premier League. So the last time these two teams met in the FA Cup, guys, was in 1989, where they met in the semi-finals. Liverpool won the game 3-1. The last Premier League meeting was in the 1998-99 season, where the game ended in a 2-2 draw. Players to watch for Nottingham Forest: Brennan Johnson with 12 goals in all competitions this season. And for Liverpool, their cup specialists, Takumi Minamino, the Samurai Blue Japanese international, will be looking to, take Japan to Qatar in the international break. But before he do so, he will feature for Liverpool. He should feature for Liverpool in this game. Right, guys? Right? So for Forest, Lewis Graben remains out. He's one of the high scorers this season for Forest. Veteran Lewis Graben. Maxlow would be out as well. And for Steve Cooper, he got a pretty fit squad available to him from what I saw in the little research I did. And they will be looking to pull off yet another upset in the FA Cup, where they have knocked Arsenal out of the competition this season. So, look, for Liverpool, Trent Alexander-Arnold will be out with a thigh injury. And I've been talking a lot about Trent Alexander-Arnold recently, where he got called up for the England national team. And people came and said, Dom, Trent got called up. Guys, chill. You see, you guys jinxed the man. And now he's injured. You see what I mean? Now he's injured. He was about to prove me wrong by starting for England in friendlies. You see what I mean? But he's injured. But all the best, Trent. Get fit again for the clash against Manchester City on the 10th. He should be fit. He should be fit enough. I need him in that game. I need Trent in that game. I need him in the game. I need somebody to twirl Trent all over the place and put him in their pockets. Yeah, I'm on Trent again, right, guys? I'm just absolutely fed up with you, Dom, and talking shit about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just quit it. Stop it. It's despicable. Anyways, Trent will be out. Constantino Tsimikas, Mo Salah, and James Milner are all doubtful for the clash. In terms of some insights here, guys, this is the first meeting in any competition between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool since a 2-2 draw at the City Ground in April of 1999 in the Premier League. I mentioned that meeting already. Liverpool are winless in their last 12 away games against Nottingham Forest in all competitions, drawing 7 and losing 5. Since the 2-0 victory in October of 1984, it's the Reds' longest current winless run against any opponent, while they last had a longer run against a side versus Arsenal 14 between 2000 and 2011. Look, that's crazy when you think about it. Crazy when you think about it, man. That is nuts. This is the first FA Cup meeting between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool since the 1988-89 semi-final when the Reds won 3-1 at Old Trafford en route to winning the trophy. Overall, Liverpool have progressed from 6 of their 7 FA Cup ties against Nottingham Forest, failing only in the first such meeting in February of 1895. Sorry. This is the first time Jurgen Klopp have reached the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. This is the first time Liverpool have reached the quarterfinal of the FA Cup under Jurgen Klopp, with the previous occasion in which they did so coming in 2015 under Brendan Rodgers. The Reds, however, progressed past this stage in 16 of the last 17 campaigns they've reached the final 8. Liverpool have won just 2 of their last 8 FA Cup matches away from home, drawing 2 and losing 4. This is not a good stat at all, with the Reds conceding at least twice in 6 of those games. Each of their 3 matches this season have come at Anfield. So this is the first test for Liverpool on the road. Are they going to prevail, or they're going to flunk and get knocked out? Guys, with the form that Liverpool have been in this season and this year, in all competitions, proving their cup quality by winning the Carabao Cup, they are going to rotate again, but they're still going to be strong. With the likes of Luis Diaz and Diego Jota in the team, it gives them more depth. And I think when Jota was signed, it added another dimension. You call it the 4th dimension to Liverpool's attack. But now you have Luis Diaz. It has basically added a 5th dimension where you could have a team of Luis Diaz, Diego Jota, and Sadio Mane, right? Or you could have Roberto Firmino, Jota, and Luis Diaz if you want to give Mane and Salah a break. Or you could have Salah, Mane, and Firmino, or any which way you put it. And this is how Liverpool could actually continue to rival teams like Manchester City and European teams, you know what I mean? By having this depth. They need that depth in all departments, in midfield and in defense. So the transfer window is where you strengthen Liverpool. You add more quality to the team becomes better when there's actually injuries and suspension hampering the team's potential progress, right? So, Minamino. Let's mention Takumi Minamino. Let's mention Kostas Tsimikas. Players like Konate. Players like Joe Gomez. The backup brigade, Oxlade Chamberlain, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones. These players could be involved, and I think it would be a bit too much quality under the Quivine Kelleher in goal to give Alisson a break. It could be a bit more, too much quality for Nottingham Forest, who's definitely trying to be in that well they are in they are trying to be in a playoff spot right now in the championship. They're eighth, and the last stretch of games in the championship, they will be definitely focusing on that. So I think that could actually be an Achilles heel there where they would look to put out their strongest team. Let's just take a look at Forest here. They played on Wednesday, and then you're going to play again on Sunday. And for Liverpool, I think they've been off. They did play, let's check out Liverpool. I can't remember the last fixture. They did play in the middle of the week. They did play Arsenal. So they did play a game on Wednesday too. But they do have the depth and quality in their depth comparing to Forest. So, yeah. But then again, you got an international break coming up, and you would look to put out the strongest team. Let's click Forest. The international break doesn't really, yeah, it does. Maybe the lower leagues, there might be games in the international break. But, yeah, maybe they'll put out the strongest team and recover during the international break. But this is going to be a good one, though. This is going to be a good one indeed. We could see a giant killing here. Southampton could beat City. Forest could beat Liverpool. Middlesbrough could beat Chelsea. And we'll have all underdog teams basically left in the competition. That would be crazy. That would be really, really good for the FA Cup and the spirit of the game. But sadly, I'm going to have to say Liverpool are going to win this one. 3-1. They'll concede a goal, but I think players like Divock Origi, who I failed to mention earlier, and Minamino and co would be a bit too much for Steve Cooper's Nottingham Forest. So, Liverpool to prevail, City to prevail, Everton and Chelsea into the semis, in my opinion. Okay? So, that's my thoughts. Let me know yours. Just to do a brief look up on the FA Cup once again, guys, before we do move on. Let's take a quick look at the FA Cup wiki page, just to give you guys some more information on the FA Cup. And let's see the winners here. Let's see the winners. Records and statistics. Let's see this. Teams. All right. So we got some statistics here. Most wins, 14 for Arsenal. Most consecutive wins, Wanderers back in the 1870s. Blackburn Rovers in the 1880s. 3. Most appearances in the final, Arsenal. Most final appearances without ever winning it. Queen's Park Rangers. Well, Queen's Park in the 1880s. Birmingham City. Crystal Palace 2016 and 1990. And Watford, who got absolutely destroyed by Man City in 2019. Crazy. Most final appearances without losing, Wanderers. Whatever become of this club? What is this club today? Wanderers FC. Dissolved in 1887. Wow, that's sad. That is sad. 2009 Oh, I'm losing my voice. Refoundation. I need to take a sip of this Red Bull. A lot of talking there. A lot of talking, but we're not going to get into more of these things, though. I actually want to see the winners. The winners over the years. I don't know why they don't have a nice little thing of the winners over the years. It's probably somewhere. I'm not finding it. So, records and statistics, cup runs and giant killings. Winners. Okay, winners. All right, this is what I want to show you guys. Arsenal, 14 wins. Last won it in 2020. Manchester United, 12. Last won it in 2016. Chelsea with 8. Last winning it in 2018. Tottenham with 8. Last winning it in 1991. Liverpool with 7, last winning it in 2006. It's been a while. Aston Villa with 7, last winning it in 1957. Newcastle United with 6, last winning it in 1955. City with 6, last winning it in 2019. Blackburn Rovers with 6, 1928, the last trophy. Everton with 5, 1995. West Brom, 1966, 5. Wanderers, 1878. Defunct, pretty much. Wolves, 1960 with 4. Bolton Wanderers, 1958 with 4. Sheffield United, 1925 with 4. Sheffield Wednesday, 1935. These were the old, big teams. No longer. West Ham, 1980 with 3. Preston North End, 1938. Old Etonians. Oh my God. What are these teams? I never heard about these teams, guys. I know you saying right now, Dom, you never heard of Old Etonians? Come on, Dom. You should know better than that. Portsmouth, 2008. 2 wins. Sunderland, 1973. 2 wins. Forest with 2 wins. 1959, the last time they did so. Bury. Oh, man. Sad. Sad. Very sad. Administration, 1903. Huddersfield, 1922. Leicester, Oxford University, Royal Engineers, Derby County, Leeds United, Southampton, Burnley, Cardiff, Blackpool, Clapham Rovers, Notts County, Barnsley, Charlton Athletic, Old Carthusians, Blackburn Olympic. Oh man, a lot of teams won it though. A lot of teams won it. Bradford City, Ipswich Town, Coventry City, Wimbledon, Wigan Athletic have won. They won it in 2013. That was epic though. Epic. That was what? Roberto Martinez, right? Epic shit. 2013 FA Cup final, man. God damn. Wigan, Manchester City. And Wigan beat City again in the cup. Will Grigg on fire, baby. Never ever could I ever forget that game. But yeah, big up to everybody in the house, man. Kipa Sancha. Big up to the boy Michael Olapido. Longhouse. Summer at the Longhouse. Angel Abel. Ethan Alward. Mike Coppish. Luffy Lee. Everybody in the house. Dupe in the house. Guys, make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. How well we're doing in terms of likes right about now. I hope we're doing well. Did my wife hit me up yet to say come and get her? It's 11:51. No message from the wife. Not good. Not good. I gotta go to bed. I gotta wake up early in the morning. I might only end up getting 4 hours sleep today. But it's all good, man. It's all good. I've taken the time tonight to do this and not sleep. Just remember that. It's called sacrifice. Okay? I got my boy Liam right here on me, taking his sleep for us to actually make this thing possible. So, kudos to Liam. Big up to Liam, man. Whoa, he's not sleeping. He is actually not sleeping. I thought he was sleeping. I thought you were sleeping, BB. Yeah. Thanks for being a good sport and, staying asleep there. But he's up and he's been quiet. But yeah, guys, that's the FA Cup for you. The Premier League preview for the weekend, the roundup, and all that good stuff, man. It's been awesome. It's been definitely awesome. I have to start doing more live streams, you know what I mean? And we will be doing a lot of that during the off season as well. But, just got to get back on the grind, though, and talk football, talk things going on in the world. There's a lot of things I want to do. A lot of things. A lot of things, man. It's just the time I don't have. Just the time. But how many likes do we have in the stream so far, guys? Let me just do a quick checkup on that. See how well we're doing. And we got 52 likes. Guys, if you haven't liked the video, make sure you do so. I will definitely appreciate that. Before we go into the international break, I actually have to come back and do a live stream maybe on Sunday to just wrap things up, guys. in terms of the FA Cup and the games played on the weekend. So we'll talk again. But this is what the Premier League table looks like going into the weekend matches. With City would remain on top, Liverpool would remain second, Chelsea would remain third, and it could change up where Arsenal, United, and West Ham and Tottenham and them teams, because these teams are, featuring on the weekend. The relegation scrap is very tense as well. Norwich, Burnley, and Watford won't be involved this weekend. But Everton and Leeds looking like they want to put some distance between those teams in the relegation zone. Brentford as well. Newcastle as well. And it might be a scrap into the 30-something point region for all those teams. Especially if Watford catch up. Ah, man, it's going to be a good one. This season is going to be epic like the last few seasons. But this one might be the most epic season of them all, okay? So, guys, I do appreciate you guys sticking around for the entire live stream. You guys are the real deal. And Dupe, bro, thanks. I'll follow you back. You got to be careful on Twitter, bro. You got banned. Behave yourself, okay? Behave. I don't be on Twitter too much, but I do go on there from time to time. Twitter could be a very toxic place, where if you give your opinion, people just want to crucify you. So I just chill, stay off of Twitter as much as I can. But look, guys, I'm going to take care of business. It was a struggle getting this live stream done, but I think I did well. I think I did damn good. Sometimes when I'm doing these live streams, I'm saying, God damn, Dom, you did a great job. You got better with doing all these long live streams, talking about all 20 teams, all 10 fixtures every week. It pays off in the long run, man. It pays off. And I think for next season, I will do a Premier League 20-1 prediction, because I'm pretty knowledgeable on all the teams in the league, right? And in terms of the teams coming up, I will touch on those as well. So there's a lot in store for 2022. The World Cup next week is going to be very busy in terms of these World Cup qualifying games as well. So thanks again for your continued support, guys. It couldn't be possible without y'all. Not at all. Angel is saying, do more combined 11s for the UCL and Premier League. Liverpool would go top April 2nd. Look, man, believe whatever you want to believe, but thanks for coming through. I do appreciate you guys, and I'm going to leave you right now. I love you, but I got to go, okay? So, from your boy Dom, thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, peace out, Rich Squad, peace.